Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Thursday. It is the 5th of June. It is 9:36 in the morning, and we are about to get after it over here. Now, I have been promising you guys for a couple days now the Apache, the 1958 Chevy Apache, and it hasn't happened up to yet because parts started showing up for the Big Red and so on and so forth, but today's the day. So we got some things we're definitely going to do today on the Apache. So first of those, door hinges on the driver's door. Okay, we got a set. We got this one and one more. Got these from National Parts Depot. They were, I think I spent $150 or 100 something bucks for the set. Really nice hinges, really thick, good quality. This is going to solve a problem. So the big problem that we have right now is when you open that door, it immediately, okay, because the hinges are just shot. I bought hinge pins, but the problem was the pin, where the pin goes, is so worn out, okay, the hole, that the new pin just flops around inside just like the old pin. So it was definitely new hinge time. So that's going to be the first thing. So Big Ron's at the docks, at the doctor's office. When he gets here, which is in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to pull this door off, swap out the hinges, get it lined up, get it opening and shutting like it should, and then that'll be done. Okay, and we need that because we need the alignment for the bottom patch panel. Okay, the bottom of the door. All right, on both sides. Everything's kind of somewhat lined up, right? So there's that. Then we're going to install this guy. Okay, this guy goes right here. Okay, see where it goes. Something like that. Okay. So what that's going to do? That is the patch panel from LMC Truck. And that is going to fill that hole where the gas filler cap was from the factory. Okay. Now that's an interesting spot because it's curved. It's got a radius to it, and it's kind of got. It's not just a circle, but it's also got the cutout. So if you guys are going to actually do this and put a gas tank in the bed instead of behind the seat like we are, this is the patch panel, or the patch panel you need. Okay. LMC Truck, give them a call. I believe I have $9 in this or something, 9 or 10 bucks. It is part number 3. It's item number 38-7645. Okay, just check it out. It's for 58 Apache. I think it's 55 to 59 actually, but that's what you're gonna want. And so we'll get that welded in. So that's another thing that'll happen today. And depending on how things go, we will probably do some other welding in other places on the inside. So there's that. Now, quick update on Project Save Big Red. Our Mishimoto cooler that we have that broke yesterday. I have the email sent to Mishimoto as of 9:40, which it is right now. Let's see if I have an email. Highly doubt it. I do not. So I'm going to give them a call as soon as we're done with this video and get my cooler coming. Okay, so that we can get the frame under the cab and the cab sitting on the frame. That was supposed to be the job today, but if you don't know, that trans cooler we were threading on one of the lines by hand, no wrenches, and the bottom port fell off, just broke off. So that set us back quite a bit. a lot of things hooked to that. There's two transmission lines, two coolant lines, you know, a lot of things, and it's a real kind of a pain to get it in where it's at. I could go ahead and put the frame under the cab and drop it down, but I would really be putting myself in a position where I'm going to have a lot harder time hooking up those lines and getting that cooler physically in because of where it's at on the back side of the engine. So we're waiting. Me and Ron talked about it this morning, and we're just gonna wait. So a lot of things are looking pretty good on that truck. We're really where we kind of want to be, barring a functioning cooler. Will be good. So I got a couple things that I got to tweak today in between everything else. I got one bracket that goes on the back of the engine that protects that rear fuel line. I need to take 5 minutes and hit that with a little angle grinder and then paint it. And then the transmission dipstick I need to clean up a little bit and paint it. It's got some surface rust and stuff. I need to get it painted and put on the into the trans, and it actually bolts to the back of the transmission with one of the transmission bolts. It's a bracket and it goes through it. So I need to get that on there before I go burying that in there and putting the cab down and not being able to get to it. So those little things are going to really matter here in the next couple days. But you guys are not here for that. You guys are here for this guy. So we're back on it, boys. This is it. So hopefully she looks a little different by the end of the day. And has a functioning door. Wouldn't that just be freaking exciting? The passenger side is great. It's pretty much there. It's almost ready for bodywork. So, you know, we get this driver side buttoned up. We finish up some of the interior stuff, and a couple little patches here and there up on the cowl area. And we should be ready to start bodywork and stuff on this thing here at some point. So stay tuned. I'm gonna stop talking and start working and get on it. See you guys in a minute. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you an example of what this door is doing before I swap out the hinge and why we're doing the hinge, right? So I want you to focus right here, okay? When I open this door, you'll watch it, it's gonna drop, okay? I gotta push it up, see it drop? It drops a good 1/2 inch. Now, that's not great. The actual hinge pocket's been replaced in here. Right here. You can see that here. Right there. All the patch panels are in, the rockers are in, all of that's good. It's just these door hinges. So really, to do this, what we're gonna do is remove these 2 bolts here. Where I can see what you see. These 2 bolts, and then inside of here, there should be 3 bolts there and 3 bolts down here, right there. And we're gonna pull them off, pull the door right off, swap out the hinges, and go. Here's the other one. Now it's, part number, no, there's the part number from National Parts Depot. Chevy door hinge lower, ESY-1101U. It's also that part number. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now you guys see there's still some work to do like we talked about last night. I need to pour 15 up under the dash and finish the firewall under here, get all that black. And then I need to take this down to bare metal here up to this line and pour 15 this. So that's something else that needs to happen soon. And then we got to get up in here. I got to get all that ground down up in there, get this ground down, and then I got to finish welding across here. Clean this up, weld some stuff up, just, you know, where we're basically made our own patch panels and put in there, make it all work and look right. So now we do have little things like this that we'll have to deal with, but for now we're in a pretty good place. So stay tuned, guys. I think I just heard Ron pull up,
and we're gonna get into this. Be right back.
Hey guys, okay, so real quick update here for those of you following along on Project Save Big Red. You know, yesterday our transmission cooler broke, the new one we got from Mishimoto. So I want to give you an update there. So I just called them, went ahead and talked to the guy. It is right now 10:14 in the morning. Looks like they're overnighting it. I had to pay $30 shipping to have it overnighted because that's not the shipping that I paid for when I first got it, but now I need it like a lot faster. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. They're going to overnight it. Being so early in the morning, there should be no issue for the warehouse to grab it and ship it, get that out. So I think we're back in the saddle here, boys. So I think hopefully tomorrow it'll show up and we can get this thing in, you know. So if that happens, then tomorrow we can put the frame under the truck and drop the cab down. That would be amazing. So trying to stay on track. Currently waiting for Ron to get here. He's just a couple minutes out, but thought that was a big deal since I've talked about it and showed you guys what happened. Just wanted to give you an update. So there you go. Hopefully the cooler will be here tomorrow, and we'll well, hopefully that one doesn't break. Let's see what happens. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get back on this Apache. Be back in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so been working on the truck here a little bit. Both trucks. Big Ron's in there dialing in the welder so we can weld in that fuel patch panel. Went to O'Reilly's, got the correct clip. Now this is on. So now my fuel system is done. Got everything tucked away here. I took this pipe that I restored and got it in, so it's in there. Now it's just sitting here waiting for the cooler. This bracket wasn't here. This protects this fuel line. I went ahead and took it down with a die grinder and 415'd it with the Coors engine paint. Got that done. So that's getting dialed in. So we're looking good there. Right now, while he's dealing with that, I'm just doing some loose end stuff. I cleaned up the transmission dipstick, got it painted black, and painted it with the VHT engine paint. So hopefully here soon. This is what I painted it with. Really like VHT, guys. Except for spray engine enamel. Now all of these I'm going to spray with some acid here. These are the brackets that hold the bumpers on, front and rear bumpers on. So I need to clean them up, get some of the rust off, and then we'll 415 them later. But now Ron's working on this, just running some beads, making sure the welder's stopped before we go welding on the outside of the car. But this is what we're going to be doing. Tacking this guy in and then weld it up solid. And he's hooking up his grounds. And that's what we're doing. Again, we're using the Hobart Handler 210 MVP. It's 230 volt wire fed MIG. We got the big bottle on it. It's looking pretty good. So I'm going to set this camera up. Looks like he's about ready to weld, and I'll be right back. Alright, so got a little rained out for a minute. I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. I gotta go pick up my wife, but got this welded up, still gotta grind it down. Got the new door hinges in. New hinges are in. We are now, you can see the strikers out sitting there. We're now adjusting this door. You guys saw some of that. But so far so good. Pretty happy with it. Problem we got now is it's just kind of tight quarters. It's coming again. So we're kind of stuck with that. But Big Ron's gluing on a piece of insulation under here. We did get our plates in here with the nuts he welded in for the front body mounts. And I got the transmission dipstick painted and installed. I also got the fuel line installed. The little clip where it pops in, I got that done. And the bracket that was right here on the back of the engine, I think you guys saw that. We got that cleaned up, painted, and installed. We are right there, boys. Mishimoto's sending us the transmission oil cooler, number 2. And, you know, hurry up and wait. But I think tomorrow, what we're going to do here, you can kind of look for this. Tomorrow, I think Megan's going to drive herself to work. Me and Ron are going to get up early, move all the cars, and pull the Apache out. It's supposed to be good weather tomorrow. So we'll pull the Apache out to the street, into the driveway anyway, and get the dollies under the frame, bring the frame in, get the tractor out here, because it's going to take the tractor to pull it. There's just no way me and him can push that thing very far anyway. Side to side's one thing. Physically in is, I mean, it's just tough. Probably be alright if we put tires on the back to go forward and back, but with the dollies it's a little tough. It's real heavy. So we'll get that going. Gonna try to get the frame under the cab tomorrow, whether we have the cooler or not, at least to where the back is under and the front might be sticking out a little bit, just to where we can at least shut the door here. That distance from the red grill to the door might be where the engine's sitting, but because I'm going to need that clearance, unfortunately, just to get that cooler in. I mean, I could probably do it, but I really don't want to take everything apart. And again, the way I have it right now, I can have it in 15 minutes or less and done, you know. But see where we get. But tomorrow should be putting the frame under the Big Red and under the 2003 Dodge Ram dually diesel, and getting the body down and starting to get that bolted down and things hooked up and all the things. So that'll be tomorrow, and then we'll get right back on this guy. So right back on the Apache, welding and grinding and all that. I would like at some point soon to grind down where he welded the gas tank, gas filler cap patch. I'd like to get that ground down, looking like something. If there's anywhere we missed, I've seen a couple spots where we'll probably have to re-weld, just because we missed, hit those and get that ground down and, you know, get that dialed in. It's nice to be making progress on everything at one time. It, you know, we're doing what we can to the Big Red with what we have, and we're doing what we can to the Apache with what we have, but very intelligently, and just kind of working our way through it. And this guy here, just waiting on parts. So once all that stuff gets here, it'll be a mad dash, put it all in, and just keep moving in a direction. But we need to get that onto that as fast as possible because of the weather. The weather is not our friend right now in Florida. It's hurricane season officially. They're talking about, you know, things flared up in the Gulf somewhere between the 10th and 12th. You know, it's too far out to tell if that'll actually come to fruition, but that's something they're talking about, which means Adam and Ron need to move their ass and get the truck onto the frame and get tires on it and make it as heavy as possible, and get the bed back on it and all those things, so that we we don't lose the truck, you know, or pieces to the truck. That would be ideal. So anyways, guys, hope you're having a great night, and we'll be back at first thing in the morning. It'll be a busy day. I'm gonna bring you a lot of content. It's gonna be interesting. It's worth watching. Moving a frame for a diesel dually with 2 guys and some dollies is a challenge, and then lifting up a cab, we got to go higher to get out back under it. So because the boards have sagged a little bit, so we got to jack it up even more, which is, you know, hairy, and then try to get under it. We'll have the tractor pulling it, you know. It's gonna be a little redneck, but we're gonna get it. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you in the morning, and we'll be right back on Big Red and then right back on the Apache.